All right. We will start with a 2-minute opening statement, and we are going to go in ballot order. Muni, you're up first.
Good evening. My name is Muni. I'm running for the Frisco High School Board of Trustees for the place 4. Uh, I have been a resident for Frisco for almost 13 years, and I'm a professional. I'm an IT professional with a my master's degree in computer science, and I'm a licensed real estate broker. And most importantly, I'm a Frisco ISD dad. My daughter graduated from the Frisco ISD in 2020 from the Sentinel High School, and and I've been spent many years of volunteering as a crossing guard, and served in the uh, chair for the nonprofit organization, and also I am served as a Richwoods HOA board for 5 years. I am running because Frisco ISD is no longer a growth district. We are a maturing school district. And yet we are still using the reactive management policies that leads to the budget deficits, campus closures, and the teacher retention policies issues and campus safety issues. My platform is to build the first student first agenda to make sure that we have a 15-year commitment to the 15-year policies, strategic planning policies, and I want to bring back the honesty and integrity of the board. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Danette Davis, and I have been a resident of Frisco ISD since 2012. I am a mother of 3 Frisco ISD students, 2 of which have matriculated through elementary, middle, and high school, and 1 college graduate, 1 currently in college, and I still have 1 kiddo that is in middle school preparing to go to high school next year. I'm a lifelong educator. I've been in education since 2004. I have served you as your Frisco ISD board trustee for the past 6 years. And during that time, I've served as board president, secretary, and vice president. During my last term, which is 3 years, I've served as the board president for 2.5 years, working to ensure that we've selected him, our next leader that will take Frisco ISD forward. In addition to my role within Frisco ISD, I serve as administrator for a local community college, and I own 2 businesses. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here today. I am running on proven leadership. When times were difficult for Frisco ISD, I was there. You know me. Thank you.
Okay. We'll get into the questions now, and Danette, we'll start with you. As you mentioned, the board appointed Dr. Todd Fauci as the district's next superintendent. Fauci steps into the role at a pivotal moment, with enrollment declining, budgets tightening, and the district navigating a significant transition. How will you work to support Dr. Fauci as he takes the helm, and what does a productive working relationship between the board and the superintendent look like to you?
Thank you for the question. I believe that all leadership begins with goals. And our leadership ability as a board of 7, what we have determined to do or decided to do in our role as trustees is to ensure that we have set clear expectations for our superintendent, making sure that through the declining enrollment, ensuring that we are balancing a budget, which we have in the past year and plan to do so again in May. We want to ensure and will make sure that he has clear expectations and have a positive working relationship with him which includes making sure that we are available to him while holding him accountable. Thank you.
Mooney, question to you.
So I welcome the Dr. Fauci to the Frisco ISD. It's a very honor to have him. Since he's been here for our district, he worked for our districts for many years, and he knows our underlying problem with the Frisco ISD, starting from the low student enrollment and the consecutive deficit budgets for 3 years. And still we are trying to plug in the Band-Aid for all the budgets, where to plug the leaks and everything, right? I'll be glad to work with him and set the governing policies for the entire, set the governing policies and make sure that our students are the #1 priorities and the classrooms is a focus. We want to make sure that we have 77 campuses and we have to have a uniform grading policies, uniform curriculum throughout the policies. We have to change from the last, the superintendent mindset. He has to bring the new set of mindsets to the board to make sure that the parents and the teachers and the taxpayers work together to make sure that Frisco ISD is successful for the coming years.
Thank you. Mooney, you're actually going to start this next question for us. Frisco ISD has lost more than 2,200 students below projections in a single year. The board also voted to close Staley Middle School, and district officials had acknowledged that more campus retirements may be on the horizon. How do you approach the painful process of closing schools, and how do you ensure the communities around those campuses are treated with respect during the process?
So our community is built upon the schools. So we invested everything for, all the surroundings, based on the school reputation, we invested more into our properties, actually. So the declining enrollment, every year we are shedding, under her leadership, every year we are shedding thousands of students. And we are losing not only the students, we are losing the budget deficit also. We want to make sure that we need to stop the bleeding. We need to find out why it is happening. From the 63,000 students right now enrolled, in another 10 years, we are going to have 53,000 students. And what are we going to do with all the 77 facilities? 43 elementary schools we have, and most of them are almost running at this 60 to 70%. There is no newcomers to those schools. Eventually, we don't have a 5-year, 10-year, 15-year plan to all those campuses. I want to put the dashboard metrics to make sure the homeowners understand what will happen to their schools in the 5 years, 10 years down the road.
Dinette, same question to you.
Thank you for the question. It is, in fact, 2,200 students that we are experiencing a decline. But what Frisco ISD, under my leadership, has done is to ensure that we create programs to fulfill the gaps that we're currently experiencing. And those gaps have come by way of more graduating seniors than we have entering kindergarten students. There are other opportunities that we can continue, but I want to discuss Access Frisco, Frisco Flex, as well as our tuition-based pre-K. Those are opportunities to fill those gaps on the campuses that have lower enrollment. I want to make sure that I'm clear in this response. We are not declining enrollment because Frisco ISD is not a good district. We're an A-rated district. In fact, the largest A-rated district in the state of Texas. And the decline that we are experiencing is across the state.
Dinette, you brought up Access Frisco. The district launched Access Frisco in 24-25, its first ever open enrollment program to attract students from outside district boundaries and offset enrollment-driven funding losses. Do you support expanding this program, and how do you ensure it strengthens the district without creating inequities across campuses?
Thank you for the question. I support making sure that the programs that we have in place right now are actually working before we continue to add anything new. Last year, we enrolled a foundation number of students for Access Frisco. This year, we tripled that number. And so I want to make sure, I believe in slow and steady wins the race. We have to make sure that the programs that we have put in place currently will work so that we can continue to fill the seats at the schools that currently have low enrollment. I don't know that I would support expanding it until I see where we are with our current program status. Thank you.
Access Frisco is one of the component we can bring outsiders to the school districts. I am for increasing it based on the what evidence we have. We need to look at the data from the kindergarten to ninth grade, and eighth grade, how it is playing out, and what are the facilities we are lacking of the empty space, and we need to fill those seats, right? But I need to give them a more priority to the local residents first. There are a lot of residents, they want to, go between the school, transfer between the schools. I want to give them a first priority. And we need to identify why the students are leaving. Is it because of the cancel culture? Is it because of the polarization of the issues happening in the schools? Most students are going for a home-based schooling, or private schools, or charter schools. We need to compete with all those schools to make sure that Frisco ISD is academically the destination for every family, so that they stay in our schools. We need to identify the root cause for it.
Mooney, we'll go back to you with this next question. So after 3 consecutive years of deficit budgets, the district achieved its first balanced budget in years for the 2025-26 year, including a $9 million surplus. But the future, the 26-27 outlook projects a $36 million revenue decline driven by falling enrollment. What is your approach to keeping the district financially stable without gutting the classroom experience students and families expect from Frisco ISD?
Last year, we had a deficit budget, but because of the HB2 state funding, they were able to catch up the $30 million and come up with the $9 million surplus. And this year, they started with the $28 million deficit. Now, the last budget board, the budget board meeting, they discussed about $2.1 million deficit. We had to be honest with ourselves. If the student enrollment is going down, automatically the property tax revenue, everything will go down. How do we address it? They did the 171 teachers attrition program. They have not looked at the top-down approach to see where out of $770 million operation budget, we have 58% we are spending money for the classroom. The remaining 42% we are spending for the non-administrative staff. We need to look at the administrative thing, make sure that any cut down comes from the top to the bottom. I want to protect the classrooms, make sure the teachers, students have the first priority.
Thank you.
First, thank you for the question. Can you repeat the question? I want to make sure I understand exactly what you.
Absolutely. After 3 consecutive years of deficit budgets, the district achieved its first balanced budget in years for the 2025-26 year, including a $9 million surplus. But the 2026-27 outlook projects a $36 million revenue decline, driven by falling enrollment. What is your approach to keeping the district financially stable without gutting the classroom experience that students and families expect from Frisco ISD?
So our first approach, as I mentioned before, is Access Frisco, in addition to Frisco Flex, as well as our tuition-based pre-K program. With Access Frisco, we all know throughout the state of Texas, when a student leaves one school and they go to another, their money follows them. And so we've been able to do that through Access Frisco. In addition to that, the $9 million surplus that we had for this year was not because we received state funding. There were mandates that we had to spend within Frisco ISD for safety and security, as well as other legislative priorities that were brought down to us. In 2018, we began lowering our taxes. And since 2018, we have done so every single year. There is a such thing as Robin Hood. So despite the funding that we're able to collect, we do have to send a portion of that back to the state. What we intend to do within Frisco ISD to maintain our budget, our programs.
Okay. Do you want challenge? Okay.
She's talking about reducing the tax rate since 2018. That is not true. Because of the HB state legislators, HB2 bill, they have introduced the compression. Because of the compression, our tax rates are low right now. So it is a wrong statement that they didn't do anything. Last year they come up with a $1 billion bond and the tax rate increase. Remember that. It is not her achievement. It is because of state government funding, our tax rates are low right now.
All right, this is your chance to take our jobs and ask each other a question. You get 30 seconds to ask the question, 1 minute to answer. Danette, you go first.
I just have one question. Having served for the past 6 years and volunteered since 2012, since coming to Frisco ISD, I would like to know, besides your role as crossing guard for 3 years, what else have you done to make Frisco ISD better?
I served as the crossing guard for 3.5 years. Whether it's a rain or shine, every day I show up. I see these kids, the faces. Every day they come in the morning with a great smile. When they leave the home, when they leave the school, when they see their parents, I see the same smile, same enthusiasm, and the motivation. That is very hard. It is not just sitting in the AC room with the committees and just monthly attending one meeting is not enough. I served more for our school district. I attended the school board meetings and asked for a lot of questions. You can go back and look at all the videos you have. I am a very honest person, and I have honesty and integrity, where you don't have it. The 2020 Dallas Morning News and 2023 Dallas Morning News, you said you don't have any bankruptcy on it. That was wrong. You lied to the voters, and you misled the voters purposefully.
Moody? No.
No, he was responding to your question.
Yes.
So now you can ask a question. He asked a question.
Moody, you have a chance to ask a question. 30-second question, 1 minute answer, please.
So, in 2020, when you got elected, you implemented the DEI and the gender ideology, all the polarization of this, whatever the cultural war, everything you brought into the 4 years. Why you brought it? Frisco ISD is a neutral place where every child has the opportunity to learn and education. Other than the education, we don't have any other purpose of any political identity, ideology. We should be unbiased, unpoliticized education. Why did you implement all those policies where our community is divided?
Thank you so much for your question. When I was elected in 2020, I ran on making sure that every child felt loved and supported, and that our students and teachers felt that equally. I didn't run as DEI. It's illegal. It has been. What I have done as a trustee, I have ensured that I followed the law. So any policies that were implemented, the only policies that could be implemented are those that the state allows us to adopt. Anything else would be illegal, and that is not what has taken place.
Well, thank you both for answering our questions. We're now going to move into our closing statements, which you each have 1 minute to answer. We're going to go in reverse ballot order this time. So, Dinette, you're going to go first with your closing statement.
I have faithfully served our district for the past 6+ years. I did not just start when I became elected. I asked a question tonight of what my opponent has done to make Frisco ISD better. That wasn't to take away from his time as a crossing guard for 3 years. That was to ask what in addition to, because this is his 4th time running, and there has to be something that he has done to prove that he is able to actually serve on our board. My name is Danette Davis, and I approve this message.
Thank you for your time and the opportunity to listen to us. This is a very important election. For the last 6 years, you have seen the leadership, reactive leadership. And the last year, the campus safety was, very bad, actually. We saw the murder happen in the broad daylight. And as a school board, they have not even issue a single grievances to the victim of the family. Even today, there is no statement. And we have 63,000 students and the 9,000 staffs in our school district. And I want to make sure that all lives are matter. Campus safety is a serious issue. I want to bring the honesty and the integrity back to the board. I don't want to lie to the people just for getting votes. I will be honest, truthful. I want to make sure that every student succeed in their career and their life. I want to create a lifelong learner. Please do support me. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for our Place 4 candidates.